Good morning, everybody. David Anderson here, and I am joined by Ryan Thompson for our Porsche Cup series with Champion Motorsports at Daytona International Speedway. Good morning, Ryan. How are you doing? It's bright and early for us, isn't it?
Good morning, David. Yeah, it sure is. Sun is barely up here in the great white north.
And for you, it sounds like you hadn't gone to bed yet, so this ought to be interesting.
Oh yeah, no, I've got plenty of good commentary in me yet.
Yeah, plenty of good commentary, and we'll apologize in advance for anything you may say, right?
Yeah, it's getting me to shut up. That's the problem when I haven't slept.
Yeah, tell you what, I am really excited about this series. We're back, we're ready to get started. We've got a phenomenal partner in Penguin RC Simulation. Just fantastic to have them with us for the second year in a row, and just really excited about it. And I know this will be your first time getting to kind of watch every one of these races, so gonna be fun watching these Porsches go around the track, isn't it?
Oh yeah, these are great little cars. We've got one or maybe even two of my teammates are going to be in this race. Um, I've been sort of watching their practices and the chatter in our team chat, and I know they're looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
yeah, it will be. Just so many things to like about this series. And we're here at Daytona. You can see a couple of the cars out on the track now. I'll tee up a little bit about this series for those who maybe have not watched before of what to expect here today and for the 8 race series that we're going to have. So this series is put together in conjunction with the iRacing Team Endurance Series here at CMS, and this is actually our official support series for iRTES, which is going to be kicking off in its own right a week from today, and those races will also be broadcast from our partners at Apex Simracing TV. So we are super excited to have that going on this year. But we wanted to make sure that we bring the Porsche Cup races to everyone this year since we're able to. Last year, we did these races on the same day that they were done for iRTES, and it was just unfortunately not possible for us to bring them to you live. But with them being a week ahead of the iRTES events, we'll be able to broadcast each of them for you all to enjoy both live as well as published on our YouTube channel. So, Ryan, a little bit about the series, for yourself, of course, and anyone that tunes in. All the races are fixed setups, so it's a fixed setup series. We publish the setup to the drivers about a week ahead of time, so that they have time to practice. The races are short; they're 30 minutes in nature. It's really meant to truly be a support series, and they're fast and furious, but we also have a huge emphasis on wanting them to be clean. And so guys have the ability to win some real money if they can keep it clean over the course of the season. So that's kind of exciting. And Ryan, it'll be interesting for you and I to follow if anybody's able to do that in the season-long contest, if you will.
Over under on whether that's going to be possible or the average incident count of the
Yeah,
drivers.
the over under we ought to have is how many guys. So to collect our bounty, you actually have to make it the entire series without an incident, which is a tall order,
Yes.
especially in these cars. But this driver that we're watching on the track right now in qualifying, Chris Hudson with the Can-Am team, almost pulled it off last year. Unfortunately, had an incident kind of at the end of the season. But it was fun watching Chris last year as he made the attempt for that. The over/under, I think, maybe for today, Ryan, is how many guys will be eliminated today, because you're eliminated. This is the moment you take an incident. So there will
Yeah.
definitely be some guys that will be eliminated from this competition right here this morning. I'm going to say maybe 10 of them are eliminated. Let's put the number at 10, and then you give me an over or an under.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I know most of these drivers, and they're very clean. But I mean, this is iRacing, and you get a 1x for nothing. So I'm gonna say over.
You're going to say over 10. All right. Well, you and I have to come back on the air next time, unless we're able to get that data in real time and comment on that. Uh, It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch it. The other thing that they all have the ability to do, you see the liveries here as we ride along with our defending champion in this series, Miguel Colon, on his qualifying lap, is Penguin RC, who brings the series to us. You can see their logo here on the broadcast. Check them out at Penguin RC Simulation on their website. They've got a bunch of great products, and they're actually going to make some of those products and credit available to these drivers who perform well in the series. So they're actually racing for something. It's really awesome that Penguin has put that together. Brian and his team are phenomenal. They've been a huge supporter. They're also our title sponsor for the iRacing Team Endurance Series. So just really happy to have them back on board with us. And I know that's going to be fun, Ryan, for you and I to kind of watch these guys kind of, elbows out, go for some of those prizes.
Absolutely, and it's really great to have Brian's support. I know him a little bit. He's really great, and the stuff that they're doing there at Penguin RC is awesome. Really fascinating.
Yeah, it is. A lot of just really good things that they're putting together. And, Brian himself, he'll be actually racing in this event today. He's a sim racer, of his own, and he's got an esports team that he runs with Penguin, and some of those guys are here with us today. So now Brian and his team can't win the prizes, and that was his decision, not mine.
Yeah.
But for all the right reasons, of course, but they're definitely going to be here, and they're going to make it hard on anyone else because I expect Brian and his team to be right up there as we go through this. And this particular driver we're watching qualify, as we're in qualifying right now, Miguel Colon was the champion of the series last year, and he took home a really nice Porsche wheel that the Penguin RC team made available to him. So really, really cool. Hopefully he's using that this morning as he is looking to defend his championship, and he is actually on the provisional pole as we talk right now too, with a 147.219, a little bit ahead of one of his rivals, Michael Parker, who you and I have been watching the two of these guys battle in the Wednesday night series, and so here they are stuck together again, right?
Yeah, we sure have. This is shaping up to be another good one.
Yeah, here's Michael. Michael just less than a tenth of a second behind Miguel right now, as they're on their second lap of qualifying here. We'll see who ends up on the pole. Michael's got a great looking car here. Simple design, but very technical looking. And looks like he's actually going to take the pole here. Showing him the 147.192. That should put him on the pole, Brian.
It does, yep.
Yeah.
By just a few hundred, or yeah, a few hundredths.
Yeah, let's see if we've got anybody else that's still actually driving out on the track. Here is Edison Hernandez, teammate of Miguel Colon.
Oh, and Cameron Barker has just scooped the pole by almost 2/10.
Wow. Yeah, here's Cameron. As you can see, he's cooling down. Cameron, a phenomenal driver in his own right. Part of our Champion Motorsports Pro team for endurance racing. And excited to have him in this series.
And if this grid holds, we've got a C. Barker and a C. Parker on the front row.
Yeah, Barker and Parker. Yeah, so Cameron, you can see just cooling down. Looks like Scott Kennedy might be on a cool down lap. There are a few drivers without a time, but I see them maybe. Yeah, here's Brian in the Penguin RC car. This is very fitting. Brian Sohn out on track. What a great looking car. Wow.
Yeah, it is nice. JT Tammy is also out, possibly on a hot lap here.
Yeah, here's JT Tammy in the Champion Motorsports livery. Love to see him supporting the league.
He has yet to set a time.
Yet to set a time. Let's see what he's able to do. I expect JT to, if this is truly a hot lap he's on as he goes through the bus stop chicane, I expect him to kind of get, this should be a top 5 type car. JT actually, I should say, was the champion last year of the overall Porsche Cup series, and you may be asking what that was. I mentioned Miguel Colon taking the Support Series championship, which was the races that were run on the same day as the iRacing Team Endurance Series. But we also had a North American chapter, and the races were on Wednesday nights, and so for anyone that participated in both of those, they had the ability to go for the overall championship, and JT was the winner of that championship, as it looks like he does have a time on the board now, showing 14th place, and I think he's still on another hot lap here, Ryan.
It's looking like it.
Yeah. Got about a minute and a half. He's got enough time to get this lap in.
He did the smart thing, though, like getting a decent time on the board and then going for the fast lap, leaving nothing behind on number 2.
Yep. JT's just such a great driver. In so many ways, on and off the track. He's just a leader within our community, participates in just about everything. He's a leader to other guys. He runs up front. Doesn't put a wheel wrong usually, and just the kind of guy you're just really proud to have part of a series and part of a community.
100%. And I do not know how he finds the time to practice and race in so many events at CMS, but I'm sure glad he does.
Yeah, I am too. And for those of you who maybe don't know, tuned in, watching live or on demand, we at CMS we're a sim racing community first, and as part of that, we race a whole bunch of different things. Looks like JT ran out of time as we and did not end up getting that lap in. As the guys are going to grid up here now. So counting down here now, 2 minutes to the green flag, and see the drivers start to make their final adjustments, which not many they can make to the setup, and then come onto the track. But, again, to close out the point there, we have a lot of different disciplines of racing, from R Factor 2 to Assetto Corsa Competizione. We do some rally stuff here at CMS. We run just a lot of different things, and JT is one of those drivers who just gets into all of it, which is really, really cool. And like you said, Ryan, I'm just not sure how he finds the time to do it. He's kind of a Superman, and actually, he wears a Superman chest logo from time to time that I've seen him wearing. He's a stormtrooper, and when he's not racing, he's just a do-it-all kind of guy, right?
Well, Stormtrooper, but then in our Skippy series that we ran, he had the Rebel logo for his livery. So go figure.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on. Look at great looking field here. Look at all these Penguin RC logos on these cars, and going to have a fun race here this morning as they begin to roll off here at Daytona.
Good luck, all.
Realized I had the driver chat on there, so I'm going to turn that off so that you and I don't get any surprises. Cameron Barker, he's in a Gulf Orange, very simple livery, no sponsor other than Penguin, but looking good with those yellow wheels, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, real spiffy.
So as they come to the line here to get started, let's just run down the field here real quick. Cameron Barker, Michael Parker, Miguel Colon, Sam Adams from the Penguin RC Esports team, Mark Johnson, Edward Nelson, Shane Norton, Edison Hernandez, Tristan Martz, Scott Kennedy. That's your top 10. Claude Belval, Wesley True, James Andrew, JT Tammy, Brian Sabelski, David Nelson, Gabriel Albrano, Chad Dick, Mike Tyler, and Brian Sohn, the top 20. And then we've got 6 more drivers who we'll hopefully get to throughout the course of the race. So 26-car field. They're getting to roll off green here, and I'm excited, Ryan. I know you are too.
Yes, here we go.
It's going to be interesting going into one here. Looks like Michael's going to try to take this spot from the outside. Cameron not going to give it up easy, but Michael could have the... looks like Michael gets a little wide, and that's going to allow Cameron to slip into the... little bumping behind with Miguel Colon. And looks like that was Sam Adams. Looks like Michael's going to end up with the crossover move, taking the lead here.
Here's contact back in the pack. Wesley True getting knocked off. He's able to rejoin, but he lost about 10 spots.
Oh, yeah, and there's someone else off. Like Sam Adams was off there.
And Mike Tyler had a big off. He's just rejoining now.
Yeah, these cars can absolutely be a handful. Especially on cold tires. You've really got to watch it with these cars. As Michael Parker has kind of broken out to a nice little lead here over Cameron. Cameron, though, definitely in the tow, but they've got a little gap back here to Miguel Colon.
Yep, and the rest of the pack nicely single file by now.
Yep, here you can see them all come down single file going into the bus stop. Right along with Miguel Colon as Cameron drafts up on the back of Michael Parker. See if Cameron's able or wants to make a move here. Looks like we may have one car. Yeah, look, he's going to get side by side here, Ryan, and see if he can't make the move. I don't know if he'll be able to make this stick on the outside, though. Michael's going to make him really earn this, I'm sure.
Definitely bravery required to go around the outside at T1 Daytona.
Yeah, and he keeps... got a big pack of them back here just behind these guys. There's a 3 or 4 car breakaway, and then this pack here behind Sam Adams, Edison Hernandez, Scott Kennedy, some of these guys in this group here got a race breaking out for sure, this particular crowd.
Yeah, a few position changes that lap already. They're all still jostling here.
Right along here with Edison Hernandez, who's kind of just right in the middle of the fight here on this thing. Let's get inside his car for a minute, Ryan. Edison, a new driver to the series that we ride along here with. He is teammates with Miguel Colon. And kind of a gyro type view here, as you can see the big banks of this thing moving back and forth in this with this view. Cool view to watch along. As he's following Scott Kennedy just ahead on the Dog Bear team. Everybody's got an equal machine, Ryan. These are all brand new Porsche Cup cars with the same setup in them. So he's going to make the draft here.
Yeah, just instantly lose all that momentum as soon as you pull out of the slipstream.
Yeah.
Oh, but did he make the cut back there?
Yeah, he did.
Looks like he did.
He did. He made the cut back, and Scott kind of missed a little bit of the apex, and he was able to get around him. Good stuff. Off to a good start here. So again, back up front, we've got a really close battle. Michael Parker, Cameron Barker. These are your top two. Miguel Colon right behind them. And then it gets a little busy. This is back with Edward Nelson here in P4, as we see, followed by Sam Adams with the Penguin RC team. I believe Sam's on the Penguin RC team. Hopefully I've got that right, in fifth. And then we saw Edison Hernandez get around Scott Kennedy. Edison in sixth place. Go back just a little bit further. You can see Scott Kennedy here. Shane Norton in the Dog Bear team. Christian Martz just behind him. And Gabriel Albano in a big battle of his own here. This is where JT Tammy and some of those guys are. This is another good race on the track, Ryan.
Yeah, they're feisty. Greetings to Puerto Rico. We've got some Miguel fans in the house.
There we go. Yeah, good guy to root for, that's for sure. We love Miguel. We absolutely love Miguel. We love his we love everything about it. He's hard not to like. He's pretty damn good, and so he stinks up a lot of races. But as we ride along with him here now, trying to chase these other two, but definitely just the way his attitude is phenomenal, and I think it just makes it hard not to like him, right?
Oh yeah, and gotta wonder if he's on childcare duty again today with his daughter.
Yeah, he's a man of many talents, right? He can race, and he can take care of the baby or the kids, or cook dinner at the same time. I'm sure all of those things. So be interested to see if he's going to have anything for these guys. He has closed up on them. The two of them ahead broke off to a little bit of a lead, and Michael taking the lead right at the beginning of the race, and Miguel was another 10 or so car lengths behind him, but he has kind of pulled back on. And if I look at lap times of these three up front, Miguel is actually the fastest of the three. Not by much, but every little bit counts here. These guys running almost identical lap times in the 47s, whereas Sam Adams, though, just behind them, ran a 46.5 last time. So that is really flying, Ryan.
That is rapid.
Yeah, this is Sam. He's in fourth place. He's a little bit out of the draft. A little bit out of the draft of these other three. But if he keeps running lap times like that, let's just kind of ride along with him here just like this. And especially if they get to racing up front, he's going to get right back in this thing. Look how he breaks deep in there. And he's there, I think.
Yeah, this at Daytona, of course, you need that draft. Like the difference between the top qualifying times and the top lap times here is almost 2 seconds.
Yeah, it really is. And with Sam, if he can just sort of keep this, going here and keep the momentum like here through the second horseshoe, if he can come out back on a NASCAR where he can sniff that draft, then he's going to be right in this battle. And I think he's going to have enough to be able to do just that. So I watched, he picked up about 3/10 in the infield. He bobbled a little bit there coming out on NASCAR and kind of lost a little bit of the advantage. Doesn't take much to lose it.
Not at all.
Yeah. Let's look back a little bit in the field. We had a couple of guys that you talked about, and I was so busy just covering what was going on up front. But Thomas Fisher here had some trouble. This is Thomas. This is definitely not a driver you would normally... Looks like he might have a connection issue going on too. But Thomas, definitely a driver you wouldn't normally see at the back of the field. Mike Tyler, we ride along here with. I see some damage on this car, Ryan. You said he looked like he had an off early on.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like the front of this car has really seen better days. Which is interesting. He must not have come to the pits, as we've had. It looks like we've maybe had we have a lead change just about in works here. Cameron Parker was actually the leader at the line that last time by, but now he's under all sorts of pressure from Miguel Colon. So we touched on Mike Tyler, who had some issues. Everyone else looks to be generally okay. I think you mentioned Wesley True. A couple other guys had a little bit of beating and banging, but I don't see anyone who necessarily suffered anything worse. It seems like Mike Tyler was the only car, and maybe Thomas Fisher with damage coming out of lap 1.
Okay. And hey, we talked about the over/under on the incident counts. I regret to inform you that the overs have it. With,
already?
So far, 16 people with incidents.
Yeah, I tell you, we want to give that money away, guys, but we don't. You're making it hard on us, right? These cars are, they're a handful to drive. Let's face it. I bet if you can figure out how to drive one of these things, you can drive just about anything.
Yeah, they're the whole mid-engine. They're real. They really like to rotate, don't they?
Yeah, boy, Cameron wants this lead, doesn't he? Look at these three. Here he goes. Looks like Cameron's gonna again try Miguel right in there with him. What a race up front, Ryan. This is... Oh, and Cameron loses it and goes around. Oh, no. Is he going to be able to get it fired up again? Yeah.
No contact there anywhere, but definitely lost several spots.
Let's watch this. Here he goes again. Here's the replay. He just sends it in deep. He wants the lead, and around it goes on him.
It's so easy to do.
Yeah, around it went on him. He's moving again. And that's allowed Miguel Colon now to get right back up on Michael Parker. And I tell you what, Sam Adams continues to be the driver of this group that I think is the fastest. He's right behind him here in third. And Edward Nelson's in this thing too now, right? So here's, we got 4 cars here. You can see them all. As we approach not quite halfway into the race yet.
And Sam Adams was back there saying, I love you guys, but, I wouldn't be too sad if one of you went off so I could pick up a spot.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what happened. Here we ride along now in cockpit view with Miguel Colon. See what he's able to do here with Michael from this vantage point that we have. Just love seeing cars go around the track at Daytona. There's nothing better.
Totally agree.
Daytona feels like its own motorsports season too. He's going to get alongside of him, but I just don't know if he'll have enough here. Michael's going to protect that inside. Because Michael knows once he gives that up, it'll be hard to catch Miguel. So yeah. Michael's got to be cool, calm, and defend. See how he grabs that line. Michael, a real pro of his own. And it looks like as I say this, Sam Adams now is up there side by side, and Sam Adams, as we can see, is gonna take this position from Miguel Colon potentially. And it's going to let Edward Nelson back in things. Like Sam's going to really force his way through here. And we got a new second-place driver. A man on a move.
That was some great heads-up racecraft there. Seeing the battle up front, planning the timing, and knowing just when he'd be able to just stick his nose in there, make himself a target to avoid, and pick up a spot.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, help me keep a close eye on this, and let me know if I need to come back to it, and I will. But I'm going to do a quick run through the field. We like to try to touch on everybody if we can. So we talked about Thomas Fisher and Mike Tyler earlier. So we pick up with Mike. Had some trouble early in the race. You can see here him about 50 seconds behind the pack. Danny LePage, currently in 23rd place. Great to see Danny here. Danny, thanks for being a part of the series. Great looking car. Love the red wheels on this thing. 23rd place. Warren McGrary, wow, the Kodak car, and it looks like a NASCAR paint scheme on this thing. Love having Warren with us. David Nelson, David, really active member here at CMS. Looks like David's got some damage, Ryan.
Oh yeah. And Miguel has just made a move past turn 1.
Yeah, I see this. It looks like he's back into second.
There was a little bit of elbows on that one, but
let's go back and watch it here. Here we go. Is this where you're talking about right here?
I think so.
Here we go. Gets in here deep. Looks like Sam might get wide. Looks Sam bobbles. See the bobble there?
He does. Yeah, he does.
And so that puts Miguel back into second. So they are racing just really, really hard. Let's work our way back through here. Claude Belval in 19th with the Dog Bear team. Great looking car, Claude. James Andrew in 18th position. James doing a lot of work for us on the iRacing Team Endurance Series, and was a big, made every race in the Porsche Cup last year. Chad Dick out here in 17th position. Good to see Chad on the track. Chris Hudson, who you talked about. We talked about Chris earlier. Does Chris have an incident, Ryan? Are we able to get that data? He was our driver who just about won the contest last year. Surprised to see him in 16th place.
Yes, stand by. Chris, unfortunately, has a lot of incidents. I won't say how many, but
maybe that's why he's in 16th place. Just ahead of him is Shane Norton in the Dog Bear car. A lot of the Dog Bear team here in this series, really want to thank them. They've been just a great team. And I know a lot of these guys have been racing in the Wednesday night series. Here is our sponsor, Brian Sohn. And unfortunately, it looks like Brian, a little damage on this car. You can see the fender there is worn out a little bit. But Brian in 14th position. And
Sam Adams has had a little moment here, just about at turn 1 here.
Let's see if we can see. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, Sam really pushing through turn 1. That's the second time in a row now, 2 laps in a row where he's kind of lost some ground there, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of, Cameron Barker here has slipped back to 12th position. Scott Kennedy had some issues. Scott Kennedy was a little higher. He's in 11th position. Mark Johnson here in 10th. What a fantastic looking car this is. This Longhorn Racing livery. Boy, that thing pops.
Yeah, that's great.
Love the white wheels on it. Gabriel Albano just ahead of him in a big battle with JT Tammy, who we talked about earlier. JT in 8th. Blake Reynolds just ahead of them in 7th position, driving for Penguin RC. Tristan Martz, love this blue car. Really good looking car. He's got Complex SimWorks. Great to see another CMS partner sponsored on this hood of this car. Give them a little bit of airtime. We love Christian Ost and the team at Complex SimWorks, and great to see Tristan supporting them. Another really cool looking car. And then we move into our top 5 here. So we've got Edison Hernandez. This is Miguel Colon's teammate. I assume he's a Puerto Rican driver. If I have that wrong, Edison and crew will have to let us know. And then Edward Nelson, as Edward in a big battle here with Sam Adams. These guys will stay right here. This is our 3rd and 4th position.
Yep, Sam had just gotten by Edward as you started focusing in on that.
Yeah, it looks like he's around him now and back giving chase to Miguel Colon. And I tell you what's happening here, Ryan, is with all of this happening, it's advantage to this man right here, Michael Parker, who's now just starting to check out on him. He's got up to about a 1.6 second lead, and Michael looking really, really good.
Yep, he's broken the draft. If he can maintain this gap, he'll continue to pull away, I would think.
Yeah, he's got about little more than 10 minutes left in the race, and you can see the gap here now as we kind of are up in our blimp here. Michael just needs to keep holding a pretty wheel, and I don't know that he's fast enough, obviously, in his own right, that I just don't know if they'll be able to catch him, because the issue we're going to have is these three back here, they're going to just continue to dice it up, right? And as they do that, that's going to let Michael just pull away, I think, even further.
Yeah. He'll be watching those gaps behind and smiling at this point. Oh, we got some bump drafting going on here.
Do what it takes, right?
Absolutely.
It's like this year's Daytona 500. Boy, it was nice and clean and orderly for, about 3 hours, and then the last 30 minutes of the thing got just crazy wild. A really good battle here.
That's why we have stewards. Good time to talk about the stewards that we have here at CMS.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And I know, Ryan, you're a big part of that. Thank you. Going to have live stewarding as part of the iRTES series starting next week. And Ryan, you and your team heading that up. And want to thank you for, I know that sometimes can be a thankless job, but definitely want to, it certainly adds a whole lot to the series. And glad to have you heading up the crew this year.
Oh yeah, happy to.
Tell you what, Sam Adams, without the mistakes, of which he's had a couple, I think he's had the best pace of this group. And with all the mistakes he's had, he's fallen back to, as low as, 5th position, I think, here. But boy, you can really see him wrenching on the wheel.
Yeah.
He is pushing.
He sees Miguel and he wants his position.
And we're watching Sam, we're watching his pace. We know what Miguel's capable of, which I think just speaks volumes to what Michael's doing.
Yeah, Michael is, well, a lot of these drivers are, but Michael is, big incident here.
Where are we at?
With, was that not, stand by, that was Sam Adams.
Yes, it is here. Yeah, it's Sam. Let me go to a replay here, Ryan, see if we can find this. Here it is. You and I were a little bit out of sync, but let's watch what happens here. He comes into turn 1. It was just right as I was covering that. And Miguel! Oh! Wow! It was Miguel. Did you see that, Ryan?
Yes, I sure did.
So I'm going to go back here. Let's go back and watch this.
Yeah, that's a tragedy.
Yeah, we're just going to rewind here, folks, to get to this again. I'm going to focus on Miguel Colon, so to see what happens here. Just watching right along here with Miguel Colon. We're on with Sam still, but Miguel just loses it a little bit, then has a tank slapper backwards. And really all three of them there were caught up in it, unfortunately. Sam Adams, I think, took the worst of that.
Yeah.
And Miguel Colon, unfortunately, had to retire immediately.
Probably had his steering all bust up.
Yeah, and so now all of a sudden we know who our winner is in all likelihood going to be. It's going to be this man, Michael Parker, after that happened. This is Michael live. So, that's just kind of what, that was a racing incident. It was nothing more than that. I know Miguel probably feels horrible for what happened there. But that's kind of what comes along with them having to push so hard They're going for every 10 tenths, Ryan, and it just kind of caught him out. And then the other guys were kind of at the wrong place, wrong place, wrong time kind of thing.
Yep.
This is our best battle on the track at this point here now. This is 5th, 6th, 7th position. Edward Nelson is in this battle. He fell because he had to slow down and check up for that incident ahead. And fortunately for Edward, he did not take any damage, but he lost some positions to these 2 cars ahead of him. This is Mark Johnson and JT Tammy. Of the front runners, this now is our best battle. Mark has really been on the move. Mark and JT both have really been on the move forward. So we'll stay here for a minute with about 5 minutes left in the race because Michael Parker has a comfortable lead at this point, and there's a little bit of spacing of the cars ahead. But I think we're about to see some action here, Ryan.
Seeing it right now.
Yeah. Looks like Edward giving Mark a shot. I think that's going to maybe give Mark... Is it going to give Mark the ability to get into this position? JT fighting him hard.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough, but give it a good run for it.
Boy, these are 3 talented drivers, too.
Yeah, this is great. Just nose to tail the whole way.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Be interesting to see as we ride along here with our drone view. Be interesting to see if Mark tries to send this on JT going down here into the bus stop. Here we go. He's thought about it. He thought about it.
Yeah, he was looking. You really need a good run to make that stick.
Yeah, and he checked up a little bit, and I think that's going to allow Edward now to get a run on him. Here we go. Edward now going to the outside. It's hard to make this pass on the outside, though, Ryan. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, he was able to at least pick up the draft of JT, but still not enough.
And everybody is having to carry so much speed and momentum down there that where we've seen all the action is in that turn 1. By the way, we've got another battle here just behind these guys. This is the next little battle. We'll start with Gabriel Albano, Scott Kennedy, and Cameron Barker. So these guys also, in the top 10, having their own little battle, and it's another close one as well. So some phenomenal racing. So we'll run it down from 10th to 1st here. So we're with Gabriel Albano right now. Gabriel in 10th position in the T-Bird car here. Looking strong. Nice run for Gabriel. Scott Kennedy just ahead of him in 9th place. Cameron Barker is just a little bit ahead of both of these guys. Cameron was our pole sitter in the race. Had a spin early, dropped quite a ways back, and has done a pretty good job, Ryan, recovering. I know he won't be happy with 8th position, but still important the way he's handled himself to get back here into that position for points.
Yeah.
Versus somebody, unfortunately, like a Thomas Fisher or a Miguel Colon who have retired, and that's really going to hurt them in the championship. Because it's hard to take a race in only an 8-race season where everything counts, where you have that type of an issue. Edward Nelson in 7th position. Edward was running higher than that, but had to check up for that wreck with Miguel Colon and Sam Adams. So, but still has done a remarkable job. We've been talking about Mark Johnson and JT Tammy, who you see here now. Both of them, a little bit of brake lock up as they're really, really battling hard here. Tristan Martz has had a quiet, uneventful race. That's sometimes one of the best things that can happen. This gentleman has not really been someone we've talked a whole lot about, but he's quietly in 4th place, just kind of running his own little Sunday drive, literally here, Ryan. Looking good. This is such a talented driver, and one that I expect that we're going to see up front. Same thing with Blake Reynolds. Blake Reynolds now also driving for the Penguin RC team. He's all over Miguel Colon now. Or no, I'm sorry, that's not Miguel Colon. That's Edison Hernandez. This is for P2. So we could see a battle here change hands for P2 with these two. And then the man on a mission up front here, Michael Parker, who I believe is likely going to take the checkered flag, I believe, right here.
Pretty sure you're right, yeah. And his race, just a textbook example of how to be fast and consistent.
And a battle at the line.
Oh,
wow. Blake Reynolds takes it, 2nd position. Let's get back to this other battle. Coming to the line. Wow. I mean, side by side at the line, JT Tammy narrowly edges Mark Johnson. Still a few guys out here racing. Brian Sabelinski, Shane Norton coming around here. I'm going to go back a little bit further. Here's Danny LePage. Some of these guys still racing for positions here. This is Danny LePage and Claude Belval just behind him. Mike Tyler has worked his way back into the top 20 after a tough race early on. Looks like Danny will have enough here to keep Claude behind him, and Mike Tyler a little further behind them. Danny LePage finishes in 18th. Claude Belval finishes in 19th. Mike Tyler in 20th. James Andrew coming to the line here with Wesley True. Look at this battle. There was battles everywhere, wasn't there?
All day long.
All day long. You were right. So congrats to Michael Parker. Ryan, we'll have to see if we're able to get some of these guys in the some of our podiums. So maybe we'll do a call out. I'll see if I can't do that.
I can post it if you want.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, that would be great. See if we can't talk to Edison Hernandez, Blake Reynolds, and Mike Parker. See if any of those guys are able to join us, and you and I can do a little bit of interview with them as we wrap up here at Daytona. So I'll do a quick rundown of the finishing order. Looks like we had one car who did not take the green flag. That was Valasenio. Thomas Fisher in 25th position. Miguel Colon, unfortunately, in 24th. 4 laps down after his issues. Warren McCrary in 23rd. Great to see Warren here racing with us. Warren, glad to have you out here with us. It's good seeing you on the track, buddy. Wesley True in 22nd. James Andrew 21st. Mike Tyler in 20th. Claude Belval in 19th. Danny LePage 18th. David Nelson 17th. Chad Dick in 16th. And then our top 15. We've got Brian Sohn. Sam Adams had some issues in 14th position. We saw what happened with Sam. Chris Hudson in 13th position. Chris had some issues as well. Shane Norton in 12th. Brian Sabelski. Brian, I never can say your name correctly. Apologies. In 11th. And then our top 10, Gabriel Albano, Scott Kennedy, Cameron Barker, who was our pole sitter in 8th position. Edward Nelson in 7th. Mark Johnson with a really great drive in 6th position. JT Tammy, the first of our top 5. Tristan Martz in 4th. Edison Hernandez in 3rd. Blake Reynolds in 2nd. And our winner, and a huge congratulations. I know he's going to be stoked. Michael Parker taking the win really in dominating fashion here at Daytona. So Ryan, why don't we see if we can get Michael Parker in here to chat with us?
Sure, I will yoink him in here.
Yeah, I'll let you link him in and start us off with him. How's that sound?
Can do. Hey, Michael, can you hear us?
Hi, Ryan. Hi, David. Yes, I can.
Oh, good. Hey, one heck of a race for you there today. How did it go for you?
Oh, thank you. It went as planned, I guess, as well as I could have thought. I didn't think I was gonna get by Cameron on lap one. I was gutted when he got pole because I was like, this track is not easy to pass, especially in these cars.
We were a little nervous with all the side by side through turn one, but you guys made it through clean, and yeah, you got by and just never looked back, as far as I could tell.
I was looking back. I was in my mirror the entire race. Me and Cameron were just talking before we got pulled in, but yeah, like we were trying to pull a gap from Miguel in the back of the pack, but I'm like, I know if we go back and forth or try to you know pass each other, it'll just lose us time, and they ended up staying behind us for at least 10 minutes or so. So I was just doing my best to not make any mistakes.
Yeah, well, you made it look real good out there.
Yeah, and Michael, congrats. Great to see you get a win here. And they had a pretty big issue. They were pushing pretty hard behind you, and they allowed you to set yourself free. Once they had that issue, it was smooth sailing the last 5 or 7 minutes or so of the race. So you had just enough of a gap that you were out of harm's way, if you will, and all that.
Yeah, going on to the Roval T7 to T8, like I was just hoping I'd get at least more than 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds. But Cameron, when he was behind me, and then Miguel just stayed in the draft through the bus stop. And yeah, it was just we were just constantly kind of battling going into T1. But I'm like, I just need to stay in the lead because I'm not going to be able to get the lead back because you can't outbreak people that know where to break in the T1 on the outside in these cars. It's too difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to be feeling good about this. I hope we're going to see you go for the championship in this series. Uh, Great way to start. I know this has got to make your Sunday for sure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's been a while since I've won anything. Yeah, this one's definitely a top one for me, especially against Cameron and Miguel and, a couple of the other guys in the back, pushing hard. So, yeah, this is a stacked field as always.
Yeah, well, you're off to a great start. Hopefully, you'll be. Are we going to be seeing you next week in the big show at the iRacing Team Endurance Series?
Yeah, I plan on representing Pneumatic with JT and hopefully Jimmy, and we got some practicing to do because have yet to start.
Well, you guys are going to be absolutely a strong team, and just so proud of you. Congrats on the win today, and hope to see you carry the momentum forward in the GT3 Sprint Series this Wednesday, and then of course this weekend. I have every reason to believe we'll be talking quite a bit about you, and hopefully talking to you again.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, that would be great team morale boost for us going into this season.
For sure.
And hey, gentlemen, I've got one more little bit of drama to inject into this conversation about winning. Michael, I think you're aware of the prize if you make it through the whole season without any incident points.
Oh yes, I am.
You are one of 3 people in the running after this race. Everybody else has had incidents so far.
Awesome. Well, that's a good start. I saw that 0 total, and I was just like, "Don't get in the bus stop on a free track." So,
Yeah, well, go get it. Go get it. You can do it. You're capable of doing it. Just if anybody can do it, you can.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thanks to CMS. Thanks to iRTES.
Have a great
Thanks.
rest of your day, Michael, and congrats again.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Ryan, I've got Blake Reynolds here. Blake, are you able to hear us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, fantastic run. I know you benefited a little bit from the guy. This is David and Ryan here in the booth, and benefited a little bit from the guys ahead of you having some trouble. But hey, right place at the right time. And take us through your race, and welcome to the Porsche Cup Series.
Well, thanks for the welcome. I showed up kind of late, I'll be honest. I had a little bit of a late night last night, but I did practice yesterday, so I wasn't too worried. Showed up in the last minute qualifying, just barely was unable to put a lap in. But yeah, you're right. That race kind of just fell in my lap. I just kind of was running my pace. I was just passing people, picking them off one by one as they let me. It felt like I didn't have to work too hard. Just a lot of people making mistakes, and I just happened to be there.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's what it is, right? And you definitely had a really consistent race, and your pace was really very strong as well to put yourself in that position. And Blake, admittedly, I haven't had the opportunity to really talk to you too much. Tell us how you found us, and where else, if anywhere, are you racing at CMS, and what brought you to the Porsche Cup Series?
Well, I'm a member of the Penguin RC sim roster. So Brian's son, he's
Yep.
sponsoring this series. Told me, hey, would you be interested in running this? And I was like, you know what? I haven't raced that Porsche Cup car, especially the new one, very much. So I was like, sure, I'll race it. And I got to run it here in the last couple weeks when I was like, well, if I'm going to run the series, I'm going to start practicing the car.
There you
So
go.
started running the car, and I'm like, this is a lot of fun. I come from an oval background, so I actually I like this car a lot because it has the tire wear that not a lot of road cars really have. Like, it gets kind of slippy, slidey,
Mm-hmm.
grimy. I feel like there's a lot of power to the rear wheels, so it's a lot of fun. There's no assists really, so it's quite the challenge, and I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's a driver's car, and it's just great to see you with the Penguin RC Sim team and all the great stuff Brian does, and we're so thankful for his tremendous partnership. And you guys definitely were up there holding your own. Sam Adams, I believe, a member of the team as well, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken. And Sam probably had the quickest pace of anybody in the race, but just a few mistakes, and then unfortunately, driver ahead of him, Miguel Colon, had an issue, and when that happened, he got collected, and it was just a racing deal. But you guys certainly looked really strong out there. I hope that we'll see some of you in the iRacing Team Endurance Series
Yes, you
starting
will.
this time next week. Yeah.
Yes, you will. Me and Sam are currently signed up in the LMDH class, so we're looking forward to that. I think I just started, or he started practicing not too long ago, so we're looking to have a good piece there for the 3 hour, and I really like that format. Uh, Previously, we raced in the MTech series, and I think y'all series in the CMS is just a little bit more what we're looking for.
Yeah, we race in the MTech as well, and also at VSCA. Here at CMS, we've got so many things going on that we like to try to get out and represent ourselves too. And what we try to do here at with iRTES, and I think hopefully you guys will see it, is just kind of make it fun and competitive, but not take it too seriously. We welcome all skill levels, and I think because of that, we end up kind of having some cleaner racing actually. So it's interesting, right?
Yeah, I
Uh,
felt it. I felt it here today, man. The opening laps, I'm vibing in the braking zones. They're nice and straight, but they could be challenging, as we all know. We've all ran the 24 at
mhm.
Daytona, and people don't know that it's a 24-hour race sometimes. So these first couple laps, man, I was really enjoying it. Just like, wow, people giving space, not a whole lot of like bad rookie mistakes. Is in control of their car, and I felt like everyone knew what they were doing. That's a really comforting feeling to be able to get after it in a race like this.
Absolutely. Well, Blake, we hope we get a chance to talk to you again. Congrats on a great run today. Can't wait to see you next week, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you some more as well during these events.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Penguin RC, Brian Son, for sponsoring the series. Uh, yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day today.
Y'all too.
Congrats, Blake.
So Ryan, I don't know. We don't have our third place finisher in the chat. We could see if Brian Son wants to come in and say a few words as our sponsor, if you'd like, and then
Yeah, he
yeah,
is in the other chat.
yeah,
I'll
let's
pull him in here.
pull him in here and let's see if he wants to chat for a second.
Hello, Brian. You've got Ryan and David here, and you're live with us on stream.
Hello.
Hey, Brian, we just thought we'd pull you in
Yes.
here and see how you thought things went. You were out there with a solid run of your own with all these maniac aliens in 15th position, but also wanted to just bring you in and thank you for all your tremendous support and let you say a few words. And we're just so thankful to have you here. So, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay. A little bit tired. It's really early on the West Coast here, but especially for a weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun race. I mean, I actually honestly expected more carnage than there was. I think I was one of the unfortunate causes of a little bit of that because I locked up the brakes. But,
Easy to do in these cars.
Yeah, feel sorry for David Nelson with that one because that was completely my fault of going too fast into the corner. But yeah, it was a fun race to have. I mean, we're all out there running as hard as we can with cars that slip and slide.
Yeah, and you know, I tell you what, you brought definitely some fast guys to the party here. Sam Adams unfortunately got caught up, in an incident, but boy, he was really quick. And then we just spoke to Blake Reynolds, who ended up in P2. So definitely a strong representation for you guys out there today. It was great to see all, and the cars look fantastic. Ryan and I just couldn't quit talking about them.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Blake and Sam are both very quick. They're going to be running the LMDH and the iRTES series, so hopefully they'll be up there with the fast guys.
Yeah,
and we'll see what happens there.
Are we going to see you? Are we going to see you in a car?
We're working on getting a GT3 also in the works, which will put me in the car. Having a little bit of an issue getting some of my drivers to commit to that one, though, for some reason. I don't know why, but they're just being a little slow about things.
Yeah.
But it looks like we will have a car running. Haven't decided yet on which type of car, though. So.
Yeah, well, you got, you know what, you're the sponsor of the series. You're in the series with an exception, so just act like you own the place and get it in there last minute if you have to. And we can't wait to definitely want to see two cars out there.
Not quite going to act like we own the place because we want to keep the racing clean there, but, you know, keep it as clean as possible and run, because I know my guys like to try and keep it as clean as possible, but they will race you hard, you know, if they need to.
Yeah,
but it should be a lot of fun this season.
It should be. It should be. Ryan, anything on your mind for Brian, or?
No, I mean, you're as with David, really glad to have your support again this season, Brian, and I can't wait for iRTES. It's going to be a blast. And the rest of the Porsche Cup series here as well looks to be shaping up to be a lot of fun racing.
Yes, it does look that way.
Yeah, so. Definitely will be fun. Well, Brian, go back to bed or start your day or both. And thanks again for all your support. And we really, really appreciate just your partnership with our community as a whole. It means the world to us.
You're welcome, and I'm glad to be here.
Take care. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Well, Ryan, I think we can wrap up here. Probably need to get you to go to bed. I don't know that you've done that yet. So
no, and I've got another meeting coming up here too. So
yeah, and as we transition,
so
that's so it goes. The so maybe just a couple of quick things to wrap up here. For anyone who maybe hears this live, we actually have an iRTES practice starting, I believe, about right now for the next 4 or 5 hours. So good opportunity if you want to get your day filled in with racing to get in the iRTES practice. If you have not signed up for iRTES, it is not too late. We are allowing a couple of additional, even oversubscribing, up to 2 cars in each of the classes so that we can have a really strong field going into Daytona next week. And Brian Ryan, I should say Ryan. There's so many similar names here, and I'm still getting my motor going this morning. But this was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. And another series we should probably plug is the Wednesday night iRacing series,
Absolutely.
which is mirroring a little bit of the in particular the iRTES schedule, but I think there'd be some Porsche Cup overlap as well. And we're just getting set out to announce our second season of 2023 here, coming up in the next few days. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, and actually, glad you mentioned that because this Wednesday we will be at Daytona, I believe, in the GT3 sprints.
Yes, we will.
And Michael Parker, Miguel Colon, and others will be going for the season-ending championship. We just saw Michael take the win here, so he's probably going to be riding high and bring that momentum into Daytona. He's the points leader in that series, but I don't think he's had a win. So wouldn't that be fitting? See him get a win there in the final race.
Yeah, he's had quite the arc with staying out on top without winning any races, and the guy right behind him is Miguel with I think 3 wins.
Yeah, 3 wins for Miguel, and but a few issues like we saw with Miguel today, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Michael has just been that picture of consistency. So yeah, just phenomenal. We saw a little bit of everything today. Michael kind of leading from the front. Blake Reynolds moved up 20 positions from where he started to finish in second. So, and a little bit of everything in between. But so much great iRacing going on here at CMS. Would encourage all of you to check out all of these series, whether it's Wednesday nights and that's the best time to race for you, or Sunday mornings like we're doing here with Porsche Cup and iRTES. Just get out here and get involved. We welcome everybody, all skill levels. That's a bit about what makes our community unique. There's always someone to race, and Ryan and I are just excited to be a small part of the group that can help bring it to you. So Ryan, anything you want to wrap up with before we go on to the next one?
I would think all we need to say at this point is thanks to everybody for another great race here at CMS, and can't wait for the next one.
Absolutely. I feel the same way, and really excited about this series and being able to bring it to you all. So for now, we will check off and check out, sign off, and we will see you all next time. Thanks for tuning in.